Hey everyone, this week let's talk about coffee grinders. More specifically, how do we clean the coffee grinder burr as we turn our glorious roasted coffee beans into fine coffee grinds that we turn into our drinks. As you probably know, if you've used your machine more than a couple of weeks, your burr will probably end up looking like this with chaff, leftover grinds, and other gunk stuck on it. So in this episode, let's try to use a commercial coffee grinder cleaner, and let's see if it actually does its job really well. So let's get started with the basics. So we start off with a brush and a vacuum. That's pretty standard. So we're just trying to vacuum out as much of the loose grinds on the hopper, on the grinder I mean. Most of the stuff here will be loose chaff, and as well as the bigger beans that probably didn't get into the grinder itself. I'll show you later how I deal with that problem, but for now, it's pretty standard. You're not trying to deep clean everything, especially not the burr itself. So just try to get like 90% of the top part done. And then we get access to the upper burr. I like to loosen the side burr setting to the coarsest possible. I suggest you do the same with almost any grinder because it just releases a lot of the tension from the upper burr itself in its connection to the lower burr. So with the Breville, just twist it from the lock to the unlock position, and you'll find it to be a lot easier to do once you do that side burr adjustment setting first. For the burr itself, it's a good time to check if it has any chip marks and things like that. And cleaning this middle part is a little more laborious, but it's not really that difficult. Again, just use the brush and loosen everything up and vacuum. Again, the goal here is just to clean the middle part, not the lower burr. If you can reach as much of the lower burr as possible, that would be great, but that's not the point. That's the whole point of this video, using the commercial cleaner rather than having to dismantle the lower burr unit itself. For the upper burr, just get a brush and just loosely brush it. You don't have to go crazy cleaning this. Don't get this wet. Just get a towel and dust it off as best as you can. And then we move on to the hopper. Normally I would wash the hopper in soap and water and just leave it to dry for quite some time, but for the purpose of this video, which is cleaning the burr, I don't think that's necessary. So I'm just going to brush off as much chaff as possible and give the hopper plastic area itself a wipe. So for the product we're using the Cafetto Grinder Cleaner. I'll show you what this red thing is later on, but for now let me take you through what the product is. So we're using a Cafetto Grinder Clean product. This is actually designed to be this made in Australia, and it's designed to just clean the hopper. Basically that's all it's supposed to do, and you can see the before and after. It's supposed to get rid of all the oils and all the residue and all the leftover chaff and beans that you may have. Instruction seems pretty simple. Just pour the contents into the hopper and just grind it out, and that's pretty much it. So each pack comes with 3 packets, sachets, and it's a dry product. So let's open it and take a look, right? So I'm gonna pour it out in a glass container so you can see what it looks like. In a bag you get roughly around 90 grams of it, if I'm not mistaken. You can take a look. The texture wise, the shape and everything looks actually like a rat killer. But don't worry about it, it's completely safe to use. So each pellet size is probably around 1 cm, and it looks like cork, but if you twist it off and snap it off, it's actually quite powdery quite quickly. It just kind of dissolves. So again, it's made of natural ingredients, so it should be okay. So in case you're wondering what that red thing was, that in my previous video on my favorite accessory, I bought this 3D printed dosing funnel, and I got it from the same guy. You can take a look from that video. So what this does is actually it creates some sort of an O-ring seal between the upper grinder and your hopper, so you just pretty much minimize a lot of the retention, and as well as not get any of those annoying beans stuck in between the grinder and the hopper. We'll take a look at that later. It's not the purpose of this video. So I'm gonna pour the entire content of the grinder cleaner in, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of like fine dust particles in it. It doesn't really make any difference. It probably doesn't even get down to the actual grind cleaning, but just pour it in. So I'm using a large stainless steel plate to catch all the grinds, and I'm using a naked portafilter, pretty much just as a button activator. As you can see, all the old coffee is coming out, as well as some of the cleaner. If you remember, our setting was in the maximum coarseness. So usually I'm gonna do this by stages. So I'm gonna turn it like quarter finer. So from maximum coarse, I'll probably push it to like 10, and then from 10 I'll push it somewhere around the middle, around 5 or something, 5 or 6, and then do the same thing, and then over and over until I get to the finer stage. This is just to be able to clean, the looser parts of the upper and lower burr, as well as clearing out, everything in between. If you start off straight to the finest, you'll probably miss quite a bit of the burr dirt from the top of the cone. This is especially more prevalent with conical burr grinders than flat grinders. So, after running through the whole thing, this is how it looks like. So you get a bunch of really fine powder, and based on the texture alone, I think it really can pull a lot of the oils out pretty well. But if you take a look at the hopper itself, there's quite a lot of like sand stuff stuck in it. I think a lot of it is based on static. So what I usually do, and what they recommend as well, is just put some beans after to season your burrs again, and just kind of like just to reverse, like push the cleaner stuff back out. So when I'm running this, I just like to rotate the side adjustment knob back and forth until the entire content is through, and I just want to make sure that I get all parts of the cone out until you can see that the coffee that is grinded out is absent of the white sand beach colored stuff. So just grab a brush and clean the part where the coffee bean actually comes out. Just make sure you got every bunch of those cleaners out. And what really bothers me sometimes is this white stuff. I told you that it's not really a big deal, but it's just statically clung to the plastic of the hopper. I'm not really sure if this will happen to glass hoppers, or is it just unique to plastic ones. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of it stuck, but again, it's not that big of a deal, as it's totally safe to leave in there. But if you want to get rid of it, just take some more time to do the same thing, brush and stuff. So again, with the red thing, this is what you can see, right? Because of that seal there's not a lot of gunk that is stuck in between the hopper and the upper burr. I love this thing. So I removed this. It's only pressure fitted, and then the same thing, just brush off as much as you can, snap the upper burr off, and just clean out as much of the white cleaner stuff, and probably remainder coffee beans that got seasoned, so to speak. And this actually took more time to clean than the initial coffee stuff, simply because the powder is a lot finer than coffee grounds. But it works really well, and after brushing it thoroughly, you can see the lower burr is really clean without having me dismantling it. The main reason why I don't like dismantling it, because as the machine gets older, I don't want to deal with like damaging the felt washer, or maybe bumping the lower burr or something like that. For me, using a powder, a dedicated coffee burr cleaner like this one is a good way to go. I think I'm gonna stick with this routine. So when you're done, you pop the upper burr back in, and if you have this sealer as well, then go right ahead and put it back. It's pretty straightforward. It's just two half moon C things that you pressure fit in, and you lock your upper burr into place, and then put your hopper back on, and you're good to go. Again, I would rather wash this hopper, because you can see the some of the sand things are still there, but you know, not for this video. I'll do it after this video. So again, I'll give it one last coffee seasoning on the burrs just to get it ready for the next use. So after all that work, I guess your natural question is, what? It's my verdict. Is this worth doing? Is it a good product? Does it work? Does it do what it advertises? And the short answer is, I would say it's a yes. So you know, the grinder clean is designed to do just that. It's to clean the grinder, and the fact that I like it's an actual grinder cleaner. It's a little expensive, you know, for what it does, but I guess, you know, for the quality of and the ingredients, as you can take a look, it's 100% natural. It's food safe. It says the dust particles is completely harmless, and it's, you know, if it matters to you, it's gluten free and those kind of stuff. I like the Cafetto brand. If you saw my other videos, this is what I use as well to clean the espresso, the portafilter. I mean the group head. So I think it's a good product to use, and you can give it a try if you're not the type who likes to dismantle things. I highly recommend it. So what do you think? You know, put it in the comments below. How do you clean your grinder? Do you like to dismantle the whole thing? Do you use a similar product but a different brand? Let us know. Again, it's a big favor to ask. If you like this video, please give the channel a subscribe. It would really help us grow. And if you like this video and you find it useful, or at least gave you some hints on how to take care of your machine better, please give it a like. And until next time, thank you again. This is David. Have a great day.